Principium tertium. Principium vibrationis. Nihil quiescit. Omnia moventur. Omnia vibrant. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. The third Hermetic principle, the principle of vibration, teaches us that everything in the universe is in motion. And if we really understand this at, like, I'm trying to, balance this here, it's not working. Yeah. I know, if I gotta do this. If we really understand this at the deepest level, it allows us to align with a mechanism of the universe that allows us massive potential in creative power, in transformational power. And ultimately, that's what we all desire on our psycho-spiritual journeys. This evolution of the soul and its expression of the mission, the calling, the purpose, the life's work through that human into the world. These two things are two constant realities in motion. One reality, but two poles of that same reality. Of the same unique erotic manifestation of you and your purpose coming alive to transform in the universe. And to create experiences and to have desires and to give things and receive things that no one else ever has and no one else ever will. And all of us play a part of the cosmic love story. We all have our own chapters. I think that's very beautiful. And the thing is, your very movement with the cosmos, your very movement with that vibration, that non-rest, so to speak, it's very important because it's calling us to recognize a deeper cosmic principle, not just about vibration in terms of, because we already know this. With, if we go down to subatomic science, we can understand that everything that appears still is actually just a composite of very fast-moving things appearing as still to this naked eye. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so it's really just our perception of our physical eyes and our nervous system senses that is really holding us back from understanding the deeper layer and the deeper mechanics of the universe. And the Hermetic sciences, they point us to this deeper mechanic with the principle of vibration. The principle of vibration shows us and teaches us, and if you really apply it to your life, you can really find this, that when you align with the non-static nature of the universe, the constantly moving, constantly flowing nature of the universe, just like this water here. What did Bruce Lee say? Be like what? I mean, water's the perfect analogy, if we're gonna be honest. Fully fluid form. It's like water is like paradox embodied, if you think about it, right? It's like, okay, it's got something there, and yet, do you know what I mean? It's like, what is happening? I don't know. Man, I'm just a guy who likes to look at stuff. Oh, man. The movement of the universe is transformation itself. The famous theologian, Aquinas, gave this as the argument of motion, as one of his proofs for God. And the argument of motion is basically talking about how the universe is constantly in shifting nature, in a shifting motion, right? In a changing nature. Motion was really a word for change as well. Motion, movement, change, transformation, all the same thing. Alchemy, whatever. And the thing is, this applies to, because this is the same principle at work here, the same moving erotic principle that drives, that attracts towards becoming evolution. It's the same principle that is deep inside of you and is driving your mission through your creative power and your psycho-spiritual power and your sexual power, your sexual energy as well. Your creative energy, your spiritual energy, and your sexual energy are all three expressions of one reality, of one erotic principle inside of you, uniquely expressed through you. And so all of these things are very important, because when you understand that, there's always this understanding of how can I stay fluid, so to speak? How can I find my unique oscillation? How can I find my unique balance? How can I find my unique place within the stream of desire of the universe, if we're going to call it that? I like to call it that. We actually have a drawing I have to show you. Give me a sec. Let me pull it out. I got a sketch in here about this. It's a pretty good sketch. Haha! It's a very simple sketch. It's a very simple sketch. What does this say? One infinite current of transformation. Infinite unique entry points. This is a good thing to pull out. Think about this. This is always moving. Infinite current of transformation. This is the universe, right? Not God. God is the first mover, unmoved still. This is cosmology we're talking about. All right, let's be precise. So, the current is the universe moving, not the unmoved mover, not the absolute, but how the absolute moves as the beloved, as Aristotle would say. And so, every entry point into this, like, I mean, shit, I'll just show you again. Like, bro, I'm literally sitting right by a stream. It's like, dog, I could hop into this point I could hop into this bitch at any point here. Like, bro, you know what I mean? Now, I'm not going to do this, obviously, but if I wanted to, I could jump in from right here, from, like, right there, from right there. Now, I only have 3 points right here, but if I came over here, boom, 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 I could, like, climb up there and jump in. It's like, you already seeing how crazy we're getting with this? Don't even mention the parts over there, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, we have infinite entry points into the stream of transformation, baby. That's kind of the point. And when we understand that, we have to realize that our position and the way we actually like going about entering the flow is very important for us. And that's intended. The thing is, like, uniqueness is a feature of the universe. It is not a bug. And the problem is everyone's always trying to conform a little bit too much. You know what I mean? It's like guys, I'm all about fitting in and having places where you feel like you can belong, but never at the cost of what you feel is true to yourself and your heart. Those are always the places where I'm like, that's where I'm gonna start calling you out. Feel me? And I hope that if you knew me, you would call me out just the same. You know what I'm saying? It's like, at the end of the day, we're all called to have these unique gifts, these unique perspectives, this unique set of skills, this unique set of ability, this unique potential, this unique presence, this unique set of desires that lives inside of us, that wants to experience the universe, that wants to experience the world and the infiniteness of the goodness and the beauty that the beloved moves as. But everyone has kind of gotten stuck in this place of like, but like, there's this one entry point, and if you don't jump in from this one spot into that one spot, like, no diving, no doing like a triple front flip, no none of that shit, no cannonballs. You got to do a fucking plank from this one position, whoosh, right in. And if you don't do it, you're cooked, buddy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, baby, what are we talking about? That's where I'm like, nah, I'm not with it. And I feel like that's not an unreasonable position. We all have a unique calling in the universe, a unique way to love, a unique way to see, a unique way to be and to become. And if you feel that in your heart, this is my path, yo, I got 2 things for you to say to the world. Fuck you. Do you feel what I'm saying, dog? Like, come on, baby. All right, so at the end of the day, like, all you got to do is recognize that your position is sacred. And the thing is, you might not know what that position is. And maybe you got to, like, try jumping into the current, like, a few dozen times and being like, this is fucking whack. None of this shit is working. And then you just got to keep going. It's like, yeah, it is. I feel you, bro. I've been there. I'm still there. It's a process. It always happens. It's always happening, by the way. It doesn't end. It just happens at different levels, you know what I mean? Ascending spiral, so to speak. It's kind of how the universe goes. That's the game we're playing here. Always moving. And that's actually like a very important point, like the asymptotic nature of the universe. The thing is, like, we have this desire for just like complete absolute stillness, completion. We want if this happens, then this will happen. If I get this, then this will finally happen. I'll finally be happy after X. I'll finally be good if I get the girl, if I have the money, if I get the fame, if I have the clout, if I make the doom, if I sell the business, if I get the follower. It doesn't matter, bro. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's BS. And we all know it. And I feel like we'd be much better off if we kind of just stop for a moment and accepted that it's like, okay, well, hold up. There is something inside of me that just doesn't want to stop moving for some reason. Do you know what I mean? Like, just step back and observe it for a second. Because what you've been doing is you've been too busy judging it, and so you haven't been able to actually do anything about it because there's been too much inertia. You have to just neutrally observe it. Just look at it. Just observe the fact that this desire inside of you, or this like restlessness inside of you, it lives and it wants to move. It wants to become, it wants to experience, it wants to feel, it wants to grow, it wants to love. All those things are beautiful, and it should do those things, in my opinion. I don't know. I'm just a guy yapping on the interwebs, right? We've been sold that, like, that feeling of restlessness, that angst, that like almost bewildering and like haunting sense of like hunger to just have more, to do more, to be more. And everyone's always told you it's like because you're like an egomaniac, or you're just like a psycho and you just can't stop, you just like, you can't have balance or some shit like that, bro. Fuck all that pussy ass shit. None of them know what they're talking about. Because at the end of the day, what they're doing is being okay with fucking death. They're cool with decaying. Remember how we said, nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. Everything is moving. There's only movement. You're either going up or you're going fucking down, baby. There's no stagnation. Doesn't exist. Stagnation is a mental perception. It's not real. It's an emotional experience, but it's not actually there cosmically, mechanically. It's not actually there. You're actually either moving and you're getting better, you're getting ahead, you're growing, you're getting stronger, you're putting in more reps to improve your skills, whatever it is. Or you're decaying. That's it. Growth, decay. No stagnation, because there's no stillness. The universe is always moving. We, as souls, are always moving, always becoming. Our desire is constantly flowing. Our creativity is constantly knocking on the door. Our sexuality is constantly knocking on the door. Our spirituality is constantly banging on your fucking windows and being like, wake the fuck up, motherfucker! Damn, that one's real. We gotta wake up. We gotta stop thinking that stillness can ever be found from stillness, because it can only ever be found in the motion. In the flow state. In that moment where you're so present with your lover, you've never felt you've been more present with anything else in your life. In those times where the muse is taking you and all you can do is be one with your very craft, and you find the stillness inside that craft, you find the stillness inside of the live articulation in speech or in writing, you find it in the sculpting of clay, you find it in dance, you find it in poetry, you find it in music, you find it wherever your soul finally feels a little still, even while it's still moving. Those are the things that will save you, because those are the things that are meant for you. Those are your very entry points into the stream. You remember the stream? I remember this. I know you remember. Those are your entry points. For me, like I named a few of mine. Yapping, writing, dancing. Sex. Do you know what I mean? Just having present conversations, honestly. Really listening. Those things where you feel most present, most in the flow state. Walking, for me. I love weightlifting too. Meditating here and there. I'm not a huge meditator, but I'll meditate like if I'm walking on the side of the road and a patch of grass is calling me, I'll sit down right there and meditate for a couple minutes. For me, like I'm like that with meditation. I just meditate when I want. You gotta find those opportunities to find the stillness inside of the movement, because that's really the only way you're gonna find it. Because there's no other just stillness, unless you're fucking dead. And then even though you're on to your next life, baby, so. I kind of want to just like, cut the false reality now, so you can start building and like having the emotional depth to actually align with this higher truth, that like there's no such thing as if then, because there's always going to be another thing. There's always going to be another problem to solve. There's always going to be another desire unmet. There's always going to be another headache not taken care of. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's just how it goes. That's the nature of this polarized universe, baby. And that's okay. It's cool. We can love all those things. We can be like, ah, man, fuck you. This is cool, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can do that. We just gotta find the motion and find the stillness in the motion however we really can. And in my opinion, that's the most important thing about really practically understanding the principle of vibration. All these Hermetic principles explained in plain English videos, talking about the Hermetic principle, but I'm really trying to talk about how I've lived these things mystically and how they've actually transformed my life, like applied, right? That's why I'm talking about all these like actual applications of how the metaphysics come to the fucking body. Do you know what I mean? And how I've done these on the last few videos. So yeah. Principium vibrationis. Very important.